if you're starting an AI agency and you've been obsessed with selling AI agents, you're in for a little treat. Recently, ChatGPT released Agent Kit, and now Cursor can prompt automations within n8n make. So the bars are coming lower to where even before no-code tools, you still had to learn the no-code tool. You can now prompt ChatGPT or Cursor and be able to automate this entire process, right? So the bar becoming lower and lower. So in the near future, you need to stop selling AI agents and sell AI lead generation instead. Stop selling the commoditized service that is becoming more and more commoditized, right? Can you imagine AI agents becoming commoditized, right? Sell the results instead. And in this video, we're gonna go over the step-by-step process on why you need to stop selling AI agents and how you can adapt to selling results instead. So currently, as you're selling AI agents, you obviously have to build out a workflow. And then you probably copy and paste this workflow and change out different parameters for each client that you have, right? So you copy and paste per client and you customize obviously all the integration. So you still need to send the leads to whatever CRM that they use, blah, 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 right? There's a lot of variables. Let's say I work with an HVAC company and they work with a certain CRM. I have to integrate with that CRM, set up these apps, all those things. Well, it's not huge trouble. The more variables that you have with each client, the more margin of error that there is, right? Because it's not a process that you can control. You can't control those platforms that they integrate with, right? You can only control what is within your software and the results that they have. So the more variables that you have to building these AI agents and the workflows that you need to integrate with, the more margin error that you have. And so what you're going to experience is you have a higher chance of having a lower LTV per client, right? So although you have a proven workflow you build in their business, there are a lot of variables that you can't control and are going to create chance of churn, right? So like, oh, you know, I'm not getting in my leads in my CRM, or like it's not working this way because your clients have their current way of doing things. And once you implement a workflow, although it works to get leads, is you got to integrate with all their existing softwares, right? So the margin error is more, and there's a lower LTV per client, right? From here, like let's say an example, you set up an AI receptionist, right? You set up an AI receptionist, you integrate with all their softwares, blah, 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 and then you have an automation that continually works. Also, on the contrast of just seeing yourself as like a service or an agent is there's very little exit opportunities because you have to, for every client that you onboard, you have to set up this AI agent within each business, customize the agent to their business and all their needs, and make sure that they get results, right? Whereas what do they want in the end, at the end of the day? They want leads, calls, appointments. So why not, instead of worrying about setting up every automation perfectly in their business, every agent perfectly in their business, why don't we just sell the end result instead, right? And own everything in the process. And exactly, this isn't rocket science. It's been something that's around for a very long time. Lead vendors like, probably that you've heard, Angie's List, Credit Karma, Nerd Wallets. All of these businesses are lead vendors and they're adopting AI lead generation and they'll never get replaced because there's going to be so many users that at the end of the day, we're looking at an economy that's more and more like Amazon focused. This Amazon idea that, boom, if I want something, I can just go to my phone. I'm going to get it within 5 minutes, right? Like before it was, I remember back then you needed like, you know, like waited a week, $25 for shipping. Boom, now I can get an item that I want in the same day. That's going to be the same thing now with the development of AI. That if I want a lead or I want a service done, bro, people want things right then and now. So they don't want to be, oh, you know, Jeffrey's gonna come into my business AI agent and I'm gonna make it perfect and I'm gonna get results. No, you come in, hey, how many leads, how many calls, how many appointments that you want? Okay, so and you're okay with this amount? Okay, perfect. So we'll get that to you within this week. Boom. They don't need to worry about onboarding, all those things. Now, how do we do this, right? So what you want to build is a AI lead generation platform, right? So you have a platform, right? You're not building platforms within each business that you work with. Is you own the platform, right? You have a dashboard to go over leads. People can plug and play, see what kind of leads that they want, right? Like, oh, get an estimate of the pricing they put in the areas that they serve, all those things. One example that I'm showing right here is like a company called Service Direct. They sell leads and calls to HVAC businesses and home service businesses, and customers can choose, I want leads, calls, or appointments, and they can put in where they are, the quantity that they want, and get an estimate on the pricing. So it's fully transparent and they know what they're getting themselves into. They just have to try it and see, right? And so what Service Finance has built is they built an infrastructure once. right? Not once, obviously they had to maintain it, but they customize integrations for the clients to literally just get a text or email with the lead. Or I'm not going in building a CRM or an automation within the business. Is business owners, at the end of the day, I like, how do you want your leads? You want a phone call, you want a text, you want an email, right? There's really these 3 things, right? Or maybe you want to see it within a CRM. Okay, like I have an app, right? It's like Service Witness is an app, right? You either want to see it on an app, you want to see it on a text, email, or call. At the end of the day, most business owners just want things instantaneously. They just want to see it in their hand. So what you do is build the infrastructure so they can see what they want in their hand. And what you want is a scalable offer. You want 10 leads, 15 leads, 20 leads. They can scale up from there. Your infrastructure is not dependent on what they want, right? Like you don't need your AI agent is going to be more complicated with the more things that they want, right? And you don't need to customize every AI agent for every business and make sure, okay, my agent can handle 100 inquiries, blah blah blah. No, you just have an infrastructure that can store all the data, right? Store all the leads, and just generate the leads, so they can just click on and off, right? It's very scalable. What you're going to experience is a higher LTV per client, because, well, if they compare relative to other agencies and other AI agencies they work with, well, they just tell you what you want and they get it. However, someone else, they have to wait for a campaign to get set up, blah, 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 and then they hope that this works, right? Then they have to wait, right? But the waiting time is friction that a client doesn't want, right? So when they compare relative, although that you might be more expensive, the experience is what they enjoyed, right? They just got something in their hand, right? And so I'll give you an example. Let's say if you're not running paid ads. I have a friend, he set up an automation to automate. He sells B2B partnership leads to home service businesses. So he has cold email infrastructure set up. And so for every business that wants partnership leads, he just plugs in like the website. The automation will scrape the company business to kind of understand what type of leads it wants, right? You want to talk to like home warranty companies, you want to talk to real estate agents, developers. Okay, we're going to build a leads list and send out these cold emails, and then the leads will land in your inbox, CC to you, right, to the business, right? B2B partnership leads is a cold email infrastructure that just gets leads in their inbox, completely automated. You choose how many leads that you want, what type of leads that you want, and they just show up in your email inbox. Don't need to worry about anything else, right? He doesn't need to worry about building the automation, going into their business, getting logged into all their emails, building all the emails. No, he has the infrastructure built. He asks them a couple questions, what they want, how soon they want it, and they give them the expectations, and they get the results. Easy done in there. Whereas before, traditional cold email agencies, you have to go into the business, say, hey, we have a 2-week warm-up period for all the emails. No, you already have that set up. Like, oh, I need to make sure all the domains, right? No, right? Time is money, and it's friction between you and getting the end result that you want, right? And what you're also going to experience here is if you built the right software and automations and you have a scalable business, you have clients that stay with you for a long LTV, you have an exit opportunity, right? Home Advisor sold to Angie's List. I don't know for how much specifically, but companies like NerdWallet and Credit Karma exist because there's an exit opportunity there. Right, that there's actually enterprise value, whereas if you sell AI agents, you're a service-based business, right? So if you want to figure out how to implement this process for your own AI agency and how to move from a commodity to a results-based business that sells leads and results that people actually want, click the link below to apply to work with my team and see if we can help you make $10,000 per month or more in the next 90 days.